and you walk by, I hit you with sexy eyes. You look through me as if I wasn't right. Oh no, you didn't just walk on through. It's time.
Good morning, people. Just getting out here into the haunt. It's a little after 9 a.m. and we've got a ton to do. It's Saturday. We have 1 week officially till we open, and I have no electricity, and other than the mishkabibble stuff I got done yesterday, no lighting. So we've got 1 week to get all the electrical done. I've got to get the liners in the ponds, water and the dye into the ponds, and a little touch-ups. We got some corn stalks that need to be put out. We got some mishkabibble signage. Photo op needs to be put into place. What have you? I got hay to go in all the displays. So I've got a ton of work. So we're going to be hitting it really, really hard. Hopefully we'll have most of these containers empty today. My main thing though for today is I've got those 2 extension cords that need to get repaired so I can get the pumps wired in. I gotta get the pumps wired in before I can get anywhere else. If I don't do it, I'm gonna forget to do it. So I'm gonna put this down, get my butt out in the shop and get those 2 cords repaired. It shouldn't take too terribly long. Hey there, boys and girls. Got my 2 extension cords fixed. They're now hooked up to the water pumps and ran up to here. They're up underneath that big kitty, ready to be plugged in. And I can't do that until such time as the liners and the water are in the pond. If I plug them in now, they're going to burn out. Now, it's about 10 o'clock, and it's actually 9:58 at the moment, to be exact, in the a.m. And I think I forgot last segment to say, welcome to build day 20. And like I said last time, we got 1 week to go. I'm going over, taking a look at my tubs here. I got 1 tub of mishkabibble stuff that we probably are not going to be using. So I've just got it sitting there. I've got a box of fog stuff I don't need anymore. I've got my foggers out. Problem is I got fog stuff in these tubs, so I need to get it from there into here, and then I can get rid of them. My next chore, the chore all day is electrical, but my next chore was going to be going through these tubs, kind of sorting things out. You know, I got some black UV LEDs, green LEDs, or not LEDs, but strobe lights, you know, and they're mixed and scattered through these boxes. That one's LEDs. I've got light bulbs going into that one. My problem is if I just start going through and randomly putting them in each display and then coming back and doing the wiring, I know I'm going to end up missing a light or forgetting something or what have you, and that bothers me. So I think I'm going to change tacks a little bit. I'm going to go through these boxes, sort through them, figure out what's what and what have you, because the boxes are all mixed up. There's all sorts of junk in those boxes. I've got an LED tub there, but I've got LEDs over here, you know, and what have you. So I think I am just going to take some time, a little bit of time. I'm going to sort through these boxes, get things to where I know what's what. Then I'm going to go ahead and get my power pole put in and go 1 trunk line at a time. Like I've got 1 trunk line that's going to run from this tent out to the graveyard. I'll get it installed. I'm going to go out in the graveyard, get all the lighting done, get it all wired and what have you, and ready to go, and then move into the entrance hall, then move into this display, and then I'll come in, put in my 2nd truck line and do the displays for that one and just work my way through the haunt. That's how I've normally done it in the past, and I normally don't miss things when I do that. So, but in order to do that, I need to know what the hell I've got in those tubs, you know, so I can find things. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to sort those out. Then we'll get going. Good morning still. Okay, as I explained last segment, I am switching gears a little bit from what I was doing. I had 7 tubs out here with LEDs, electrical, and Mishkabibble crap out here. I've made it through everything, got everything kind of sorted out. Ended up with this tub here. It's got a couple of the old-fashioned sensors, light sensors in it. I saved it because I might want the cords out of them. Computer speakers, miscellaneous lights and sensors all used throughout the haunt. Got all my strobe lights together. They need to be tested, and I'll do that as I'm putting them out. Real quick and easy, just plug them in, they work, go put them out. This one here has tea lights and light bulbs in it, which is good because I'm going to need tea lights and light bulbs out in the haunt. 4th container I saved was that one there. And that was the one that held all my LEDs. In fact, I've got 4 spots in there I need to check it. I'm not sure what they are. The markings came off. But it's got all my connects in it as well. You have to connect the wiring from the LEDs to the power line. All the LEDs are right here. I've got red, I've got green, I've got blue, and I got UV. Those are my floods. And then for spots, same colors. See, we got green. Actually, that's blue. We got green. We got UV and red. I did not make up very many red spots for some reason. I don't remember why. I think those are still downstairs. I just kind of called it quits and got pooped out with it. Or I ran out of parts. Reds were the last one I used, and reds are not all that bright to where the UV, the blue, and the green are. So that might explain it. But anyway, now that I've got all of this segregated, I know what the heck is what now. Now I can move on to the next couple of things. First off, if I'm going to start wiring display by display, I'm going to need to be able to turn things on, to make sure everything's wired right and, double check it. And which means you'll more than likely, depending on how it goes today, get a night view of 1 or 2 of the displays. So, what I've got to do now is I got my power station out here, and I think I've explained this in one of the earlier setup videos. I'm using this. It's set up to run 12 volt, which are the red buttons, and 5 volt for these. And then I've got a main power switch here that can kill power to everything in case there's a problem. Okay. Now the 12 volt run all the LEDs over there. Now, and the 5 volt, I've got a couple things out in the haunt that run off of low voltage. I either have them run off of 12 or 5, depending on how fast I want them to do their thing. Mainly windshield wiper motors, what have you. So those can get hooked up either way. But that tub of LEDs on top, there's some of the old-fashioned 110 type. You plug them into an outlet and they work. But I had a crap ton of battery-operated LEDs too, and I was spending a fortune in batteries every year. So I went and I took did the math, took all the batteries out and wired up leads for the LEDs so I can hook them up to my 5 volt area. And you notice there's 14 buttons on there, and that's because we normally have 14 different displays. So I could put the ghost, or not the ghost, but the chain hallway there. It's going to have some strobes in there. Probably UV. Those are battery. If I hook it up to number 1, I can turn it on, and if something happens over that display, I can turn them off. Or I can freak people out and just turn it off, and it'll go pitch dark in there when they're in the middle of the chains. So, but to power this, I'm going to open this up here. I got to get in there and get the cord out. There's all the wires to the back of each of the switches. They come down and make a loop down here, and there are my 2 computer power supplies that I did. My first ones are 12 volt and 5 volt connections on both. Both of those power supplies plug into that power strip. I run the power strip out the hole and go plug it in. So I've got to do that. That's fairly quick, fairly easy. So I'm probably going to do that first. The other thing I need to get wired up to electricity is my power pole, which is one I use for my business. It's set up to run both of our RVs, plus offer 110 voltage too for like refrigerators and lights, which is sitting right back there. right there, and I zoomed in too much, it figures. But it's sitting right there. I've got to bring it out, and it sits right here, and then I got to run the cord from it from here into my shop, open up my circuit breaker box, wire it into the circuit breaker box, and that pole will be live and ready to go. I probably also, because it's been sitting there for a year, better open up all the outlets and make sure everything's working. Then from that stage, I can start bringing my trunk lines out. The first trunk line is going to do this display, the displays in here, and the graveyard. So I'll get that trunk line ran, and then we'll start out here, and I'll start getting LEDs in, attaching them, so they're aimed at the different tombstones. Getting the powered tombstones plugged into 110, getting in there and getting the crypt wired up, the Scuba Boo board wired up. I gotta get the speakers wired up, get all the wires ran to either the trunk line or the power station up on the porch, or to where the stereo is going to be. They'll be playing the sound effects for in here, and what have you. Once I get them all wired up, I can come through this display, that display, and the graveyard, get the hay down, and then go into the wife and say, sweetheart, honeydew, I've got a list for you. And she can come out here and start doing her greenery in this area while I'm working off on the next area. Hopefully I can get it done quick enough, or at least get the graveyard done quick enough, and she can get out here and get right into that. So I'm gonna put the camera down. I got a lot to get accomplished today. I want to get this driveway section with the displays I just showed you, is what we consider the driveway section, done today. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to have very much more footage or not. You might get a clip, if I take a lunch break, hey, this is what I got done. Dinner break, hey, this is what I got done. And then end of the day walk through, showing you what's got power and what's not. So, and the normal evening wrap up from the front porch. So, or you might get a hell of a lot more than that. I don't know. So, we'll find out. Okay, getting ready to take a break for lunch. Figure I'd come out here, and you can see my wiring mess all over the place. Everything out here that takes 110, which is the strength of electricity you get when you plug your hairdryer into the socket in your bathroom. It's that type of current. For the layman's, or for some of the ladies that aren't electrically into it. Okay, all that works. What I have left to do out here now is I've got to run the low voltage stuff. Okay, in other words, I've got 4 speakers out here. I've got 4 speaker lines to run clear over to the front door. Then I got to get out here, get all my LED lights, floodlights, and spotlights placed on the tombstones, on the signs, if I want any in the crypt, and whatever. Gotta get them all placed, and then start running a couple of lines for power. And that includes getting the crypt hooked up and the Scuba Boo board hooked up. The one thing I will not be hooking up on that Scuba Boo board right now is the sensor. The sensor is going to stay as is for the moment. And then later, a little bit later next week, right before we open, I'll go through and get the sensors wired up maybe. I don't know, I might change my mind and do it today or today. I don't know. I need to see how much wire I've got. So, but anyway, that's where we're standing now. I am hungry, so I want to go get something to eat. Hey people, just got done with dinner, and I'm slightly frustrated again. Been working out here on the driveway. I got a lot of the LEDs, all the LEDs up and working but 2. I've got to fix, I got 2 up here, didn't make a connection when I put them together. So I've still got to get out here and fix them. Oh God, I left my drill laying out here. I've got this one here that I've got to check the connection on. And I've got this one here I've got to check the connection on. Other than that, all the other LEDs are working as of now. Walking camera angle. I left my drill laying out here. Why was it inside? I didn't realize I had. What I've gotten myself frustrated over, though, is a mausoleum. Right now, hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I had some people walk in and want to ask questions, so I had to take care of them, and I know it's a little dark. Hold on. Mausoleum. A little frustrated with the mausoleum at the moment, and I'm going to set the camera down on the crypt for a second while I'm plugging this in so we can have some light. What's got me frustrated is a scuba boo board. Sorry, Kim. Running into two problems with it down there. One, the PIR sensor is not working, and two, relay 3 is not working the way it should. There's 3 connections on the relay. The center one is your ground, your neutral. Your other wire, if you put it in on one side, the lights will turn on when the relay comes on. If you hook it in on the other side of the relay, in the third slot, the lights stay on, and when the relay becomes active, the item turns off. It's not working. When the program active, the lights, no matter how I hook it up, the lights stay off. Let's see, let's put it this way. If I hook up the relay, if I hook up the wire to one side, the lights stay off. When the program activates, it'll come on for as long as that relay is open and then shut off. That part works. But when I hook them up the other way to where they're supposed to stay on full time, unless the relay is active, then they shut off, then it's not working at all. They stay off and won't work at all. So relay 3 is bugged, toast, and I'm not sure what to do about it. I'm gonna yank the dang scuba boo board, and I'm just gonna wire everything up in here so it's running full time. And just leave it at that, because I don't have the time to screw with the board. I haven't tried any of the other scuba boo boards yet. It's just this one particular one I'm having the problems with. It's the first one I've hooked up. So I'm going to get to work. I still got to run speaker wires out here. I got the 2 lights to fix. I've got to get hay in here. Trying to get the cat display, the big cat display, and this one done. 2 displays totally done today. And then depending on how much energy I have, I'll get started over there in that tent. The only real change I made, 2 changes, is I took my control board out. It was having problems. And I've also turned off the crypt and just left it partially open. But as you can see, fog is still coming out of it. And it looks pretty neat in the flames. The flames are sucking it in and blowing it out. And then on the back side of it, which is facing the street out here, I've hung our signs, our hours of operation, and our rules. So there is your nighttime view of the mausoleum, spider and all. Hey guys, it's about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I finally got all the lighting done out here on the driveway. Thought I would give you guys a quick look at the mausoleum. This is from the entrance going out to the street. And then we've got our eyes blinking in the bushes. Now this prop here is a spirit prop. It's one of the ones that got soaked last year. And the sensor on it's broke. It's going off every couple of seconds by itself, whether there's noise or someone by it or not. So we got that. That tombstone you'll get a better look at when the close sign's down. Did want to show you though, out here we've got the inner, the giant spider, we got our rules and hours set. And then rest in peace Morgan Lee, her tombstone. And we got another one there. And then a rip with the cat. Still need to get those lights wired up. I haven't gotten that far yet. Oh, exit. I'm going the wrong way. We got Will's crypt doing its thing. Another rest in peace. And then a Celtic cross. Okay, now we've got a problem here. What the heck is going on? That was shining nice and bright a little while ago. Looks like I've got a problem with an LED light there. I'm gonna have to switch it out. So anyway, there you go, folks. A nighttime look at one display. I still need to get the speaker wires in, which I'm going to do tonight. And then tomorrow morning, first thing, I can get in here and get the hay in so I can turn it over for my wife. But for right now, I'm going to turn my clamp light on and unplug the electrical stuff because I am getting tired of listening to that guy and his noise. So anyway, oh, fogger's going again. Coolio, Mom. End of the day wrap up. Finally, it's going on a little bit after 10 o'clock at night. I'm sitting here staggering all over the place. I'm ready for calling it quits. Accomplishments today. The big kitty display. Finished, except for the hay. Graveyard, semi-finished with some problems, and I still need hay. Problems. I have a, as you come out the photo gallery hall, there's a little coffin. We call it Leroy. I went and put a blue floodlight on that. Plugged it in, it ran for about a half hour, and then I was going around making sure I had all my tools picked up over there in that area, and noticed the light was almost all the way out. In fact, I got to looking at it and the lights were real dim. It was like there was no resistors on the floodlight. You know, it was just going real dim. So I decided to, you know, I thought maybe it's a bad flood. I mean, these things get knocked around quite a bit. So I pulled it, put a green flood in. It came on nice and bright, and about 10 seconds after it came on, it started doing the same thing as the blue one. I think I fried the resistors in it or something, or maybe I just have too much on this circuit and it's just drawing, not, you know, and it's affecting things. So I'm going to get that taken down tomorrow and get the wires cut there so they're not sticking up like they are right now. And I think I'm going to go back to the old standby clamp light and with a green light on it to highlight that coffin. Now I can just plug it into 110. I don't have to worry about it. The other thing was the mausoleum. I mentioned earlier about having trouble with that Scuba Boo board, and it was one of the ones I put together. So, you know, it's accepting and programming and everything. It's just the PIR is not running right, and switch 3 isn't working right. So I went ahead and yanked it. Got everything wired up. I had the crypt in there. Has a windshield wiper motor in there. And I figured, well, I don't want to have to use, you know, 110 in there. So I decided I'd hook it up to 12 volt. which I did, and ran into a problem. The windshield wiper motor was acting like it was running on 3 volts, not 12 volts, and it was, just going real slow. So I said, the hell with it, hooked it up to the battery pack, not the battery pack, but the plug, brick, and plugged it into 110. Worked just fine. So I'm thinking I'm just drawing too much off of this lead is what it is, and the wiring just can't handle it. Another problem with that crypt is I tried to fix the noise issue with it, by putting something over where it was rubbing and what have you. It's still squeaking to high hell, and it is really obnoxious. So, wife and I kind of made a decision. I kind of made a decision before she did, or before I even showed her the problem. But I let the motor run, so the lid was, partially open about an inch or so you can see the green light in there. We left the fog machine in there as well, so there's fog that's rolling out of it. And we decided it's going to be a static prop this year, and it's something I can mess with over the winter. And it's, we really don't need the banging noise out there anyway, because I got to stand right next to the damn thing at the entrance to let people in and out. I don't need the headache. So, and it looks good as a static prop. Let's see. So we're going to leave that as a static prop. Oh, another change. I have 4 red spots in the mausoleum as well on the inside. 3 of them are pointing at the different plaques, and then one of them's pointing down at the crypt. They're not all that bright. The reds just don't seem very bright for some reason as spots. I mean, they're a little dim as floods too. I think tomorrow I'm either going to swap out the reds for a different colored spot, or I'm going to cheat and just put a goddamn can light in there. That'll brighten it up. It'd brighten it too much. I might try adding 3 or 4 spots to it. I don't know. But other than that, other than those problems, which are all probably 45-minute it'll take me 45 minutes to fix all of them, if that. I did get all the speaker wires ran out there too. I've got 4 speakers out there, so that's all ran. And all the wires are sitting right here, ready to be plugged into the stereo. The only thing I did not get done out there that I wanted to today was the hay. I did not get the hay in, so I talked to the wife, and the hay is going to be the first thing I do in the morning. We'll get out here and I'll get hay in the big cat display and in the cemetery. Then I'll go around and do my fixes, add the clamp lights, what have you, and get all that done and over with. As well as doing something about those LEDs in the mausoleum, because it's just a little bit too dark in there and I need a little bit brighter. Other than that, once all that's done tomorrow, I've got to get into the torture from the coffin door all the way up to where I'm sitting. Needs to be wired tomorrow. I would like to try to get the chain haul done too tomorrow, if possible. So, that's kind of where we're sitting. I need to try to get as much done on the lighting as I can by Tuesday, because Tuesday, regardless of where I'm at on lighting, everything gets dropped and I'm back over in the sewer room. The liners have to go in and we have to get them filled and let them sit for a day or 2 to see if there's any leaks. And that's scheduled for Tuesday. So I've got Sunday and Monday to get as much done on the electrical as I can. Fortunately, the driveway is always very labor intensive when it comes to lighting. That's, it's like tonight I was doing test runs, getting things aimed right and stuff. I must have had 8 or 9 cars come by. Hey, are you open? Are you open? When do you open? Can we go in? No. We open next Saturday. Oh, okay, we saw the lights. Wanted to come. I thought you were open. you know, it's a good way of advertising. And we had a lot of drive-bys, you know, because I have the lights up on the signs and stuff now. People are able to check hours and stuff. So a lot of interest this year. A lot more interest than we've had. So it'll be interesting. But anyway, I'm going to bring this thing to a close. I'm sitting here trying to record this, and I'm feeling my eyes close. I want to go to sleep, but I got to edit this yet. And if I keep recording, it's going to be a long edit. So I'm going to say good night, sleep tight, and stay spooky out there, people.